it's DJ Angie C and handsome boyfriend Dave, and we are on summer break, so please enjoy these little best of the worst talk shows. We will see you back in September. Hopefully we'll have a live show and a better platform. Yay! See you guys in September.
Bye.
Please welcome, without further ado, Senator John TJ Connolly, our favorite DJ.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We know a lot of DJs.
We do, but he's kind of our favorite.
Okay,
I mean,
no, I'm not arguing that, but
yeah.
like we don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, son.
I don't think any of the DJs we know are going to be butthurt about the fact that we think TJ is our favorite DJ.
Let's put it this way. He's the DJ's DJ.
He is the DJ's
That's
DJ.
what I think.
Hey!
That's my there he is.
Hey friends, how y'all doing?
Hello.
Senor.
So this
John,
is,
am I out of the room? Am I in?
This is the bunker. This is like the where all the magic happens for uncertain times.
What do you got back there, TJ? You got some VHS tapes, do you?
They're over that way, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to cut down. I have a lot of hoodies, and then basically every book I ever read, to be honest.
By the way, speaking of hoodies,
hey, those are very comfortable.
Represent
and affordable.
Yes. We fight over it actually.
Oh, nice.
On who's gonna wear it out of the house.
Your elbows are really sharp.
So thank you for joining us. Obviously, we love you more than pretty much everybody. And I have to say that first of all, it's always a pleasure to go to one of the places where you work and listen to the music you play, because you're always winking to the audience, and you're especially winking to the smart people in the audience who get it.
But you know what's even better is when we're mostly at home. So when we are at home watching a sporting event and we hear the song on the TV and we're like, what? Oh,
yeah, we're like, is TJ playing the Stooges?
Wow, they're really cool.
Who is?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Usually,
yeah,
right.
It's so much fun, and then I immediately get on social media and have to brag about how awesome you are, and we loved going to Red Sox games, and I would be there for different events. And you'd be up there and we could just tweet at you and you'd play songs for us. And it was just, that's always a magical experience. And then, of course, at Gillette, and then the Bruins games at the Garden. And then the pandemic hits and everything goes.
There's no more sporting events.
Yeah.
So what does TJ do? I cried because I was, furloughed and later laid off. I guess we invented this show, but you invented an entire radio station.
Well, yeah, I mean, it started more or less exactly the same way. But yes, I did lose 3 jobs in one day. That was certainly daunting. And
takes a lot.
Yeah.
It was just more that it was like, this happened to me one other time when I actually got laid off from my day job the day after baseball season ended. And I suddenly went from being a guy with like 2 full-time jobs to no jobs. And it was just, you don't even know what to do. You're just sort of floating. You're like, well, I can literally do anything right now. It doesn't matter. I'm on no schedule, whatever. But yeah, so it started off as just like, let me do a radio show for a couple hours a day. And now it's like a full day of programming. And very soon we'll expand even more beyond that, which will be exciting. And
world domination.
Let's just jump back to the Fenway stuff, because Sean O'Brien is saying the rapport between you and Josh Cantor.
Yeah.
Is some magic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And I didn't want to. We would be remiss if we didn't mention Josh Cantor as well, who, by the way, threatened to be on the live stream tonight. So, Josh, if you're there,
he's
creeping,
buddy.
Maybe lurking. Who knows?
Keeping his eye on you.
Yeah, I think. And if I may be so bold, I feel like the 3 of us definitely inspired each other a little, because suddenly there was the pandemic and the creative job that we all had was gone. And, Josh started live streaming every day at 3:00 and keeping people's hopes alive.
Stretch, people.
And
he had the wisdom to wait until opening day.
Yeah, I know. And then you were broadcasting every morning. and giving us life, especially for those of us who miss listening to radio stations like FNX. You know, you're
curated radio stations,
you're
people with good taste.
You're holding that torch and keeping it brightly lit. So we appreciate that as well. So I'm hoping that we can have Josh Cantor on at some point too, but he's so like mega huge now. I mean, he has like, you know,
he's all over
tens
the
of
place.
thousands of people watching him.
I know.
And he was on every publication from here to Japan and back. You've been all over the world. You've played with these amazing bands, and you play with Miss Amy, and you have such a jet set rock star lifestyle. But then you've also got this other life at home for when you're not on tour, and you still have to pay the bills. And the pandemic comes, and suddenly, like, because you were also, are you still an auto dealer?
Yeah, well, not a dealer. I worked in the car business for many years, and then about 5 years ago, I kind of branched out on my own, and I started a company. I'm an auto broker. So what I tell people, I help people buy cars because everyone hates the dealership. It's a horrible experience. So I have relationships. You can call me up. I can arrange for you to go in. You can drive whatever you want, ask questions, and then just leave, and I'll do all the negotiating. So I do that. I also sell cars for clients too, and I can find cars and all that stuff. But when the pandemic hit, everything ended because the auctions were closed, the dealers, nothing was happening. So everything ground to a halt. I mean, Amy and I had tours. We were supposed to do a tour with Dale Watson. There was talk of Reverend Horton Heat tour. We had, we had a European tour booked. I mean, just everything stopped, you know? So I'm not gonna lie to you, for the first month, I was part of the reason I decided to finish the barber thing because I was literally going crazy because I live alone. My daughter's grown now. She's graduating college next month. And she's living in upstate New York. Thank you.
And she's already a pretty huge success. You know what I mean? She's doing great.
Yeah, and her boyfriend Shane plays with a band, this gal called Michaela Davis, who's she plays like the harp, like the big gigantic harp thing, you know. And they've toured with like Bob Weir from the Dead and stuff. So
wow,
she's living the dream in upstate New York. But it was just me here alone, and I had this this leopard print onesie thing, like pajama thing that I bought on a goof in England years ago, and I just started wearing it around the house. And for like a
union suit, did it have feet?
Oh yeah, but it has like the hood and everything, like there's like the animal head, you know. It's like I guess it's pajamas, I don't know, but I just started wearing it every day, and then like I'd go out and get the mail, and I'd forget that I was wearing it, and then it'd be nice out, so I would just sit on the front step, and a couple of times people walk by, I was like, good and you? And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm wearing. I was like, I gotta do something. I'm literally losing my mind here with the with this pandemic. So that was part of going back to school, was just to have a thing to do every day. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and then from that comes a barbershop, or was that your intent all along?
Well, I always knew I wanted to do that at some point, but it was not my plan to do it as soon as I did. But what happened was, so I live in a small town, Manchester by the Sea. Perhaps you saw the movie. Talking about Finney.
Uplifting.
Not
yeah,
the
right?
movie I was expecting.
Where did he get booze at 3 a.m? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, not there.
No, not anywhere in the state. Jeez. But my friend, so I live downtown, and right across the street from me there used to be a dive bar called Al's Cafe. And it's now kind of a nice high-end restaurant. You know, the town got gentrified a bit. But next to it, my good friend owns the building, and next to it there was a store that was a surf shop that they closed, and then it became like a ladies' boutique, because for some reason in Manchester by the Sea, the only thing we're allowed to have is ladies' boutiques. We've got like 10 of them. I don't know, no other.
It's a classy thing.
Marblehead too, guys.
It's how to keep it
right?
classy.
Marblehead's a very similar place, exactly. So I told my friend, I said, hey, if that place ever opens up, I want it, because it'll be a great spot for a barbershop. So my plan was I was going to go cut hair with a good friend of mine in Beverly. Hopefully, I was hoping music would come back again, keep doing my thing. And then I planned this road trip to go down to Kentucky. I have a good friend of mine who he owns a great barbershop in Kentucky. He's like, come down for like a week or two and cut hair and hang out and blah, blah, blah.
Nice.
So I did. And I'm on my way, and I get the call from my friend who owns the building. She goes, you're not going to believe it. She goes, they're moving out. Do you want it? And I was like, well, yeah, of course I want it. I was
wow.
like, I guess I'm opening a barbershop now. So, it's been a crazy month, because I've been, everything costs more than you think it's going to. I thought it was going to be like, I had to put a sink in, and I already had the sink, and I thought, what's it going to cost? $500? fast forward to like, you can't put the sink there. You got to do this, this, this. Now I have 3 sinks and like thousands of dollars later of plumbing work. And, you know, I'm just like this, just the money, you know, so I got to open soon. I don't want to be broke. So it's May 4th.
Well, I think it's so genius. First of all, it's so part of your world, rockabilly specific. Let's talk about barbershops. Where
well, not me lately. Look, I'm a damn mess. My barbers, I've got a great barber, Steve, going to come in and cut with me. And we made a pledge that we were not going to cut our hair or shave until we could do it to each other in the shop. So nice. I've got the inspections actually happening Saturday. So I said, you know, Friday. I said, you know what? Friday afternoon, you've got to shave me and cut my hair. I can't take this anymore. I'm like, I feel like I should be in a alt country band or something. I don't know.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Are you saying that you're doing straight razor shaving? Like
yeah. The problem is, right, we will be doing that. You're not allowed to right now because of COVID. Okay. But when COVID lifts, absolutely, we're doing hot towel shaves. What makes us a little different than the average barbershop around here, and there's a lot of great barbershops around, great guys that cut hair, but we every haircut is going to get a hot lather shave on the back of your neck. So it just feels awesome, you know. So it's like oh yeah. So every haircut,
nothing like it.
That's the best, right?
I tell everyone, like women, you know, women have their stuff that they do, the pedicure, the manicure, okay, but having your face shaved by like a professional.
That's a good
in fact, right around the corner from TT's, I used to go to John's barbershop.
Yeah.
Right in Central Square there.
Yeah.
And there's an old timer. There are a couple guys, John, and then Peter was the old. I mean, John was old as kind of like Dirt, but Peter was like Dirt's uncle. Like he was older than, and the guy was like the shaky old, you know, Greek guy. Yeah. But when he got the straight razor in his hand, it was like unbelievable.
Magic.
And you would walk out of there feeling like $1 million.
Yeah.
Like no doubt.
No, it's a great experience. And it's, you know, the whole thing with the hot towels and stuff, it just feels great. You walk out, you're like, this is great, you know. So we'll be definitely doing that. And for all the follically challenged gentlemen out there, we will be offering hot towel lather head shaves. So
nice.
Don't feel like you can't come in. If you are a bald, you can still be in the gang. It's all right.
Sam,
I love that. I think that's great.
I recommend this.
I just love, like, are you gonna have like memorabilia around? Yeah. Okay.
So basically,
I mean, couldn't imagine anything else. But...
Real jukebox, right?
I got a jukebox
with actual 45 records.
My friend Simon, my Irish friend Simon's coming over tomorrow to help me load it up, and he's printing all the tags out and stuff. So yeah, it holds 145s and it's operating as it should. I got guitars on the wall in the barbershop so people can grab a guitar and play. There's an electric guitar with amp or an acoustic. It's a pretty big space. So down the road, eventually I want to have bands play in there because we can't. The guy upstairs is super cool. My friend owns the building and there's a bar next door. So it's like, what better, you know? So yeah, so that's down the road.
It also sounds like you, because you're a great connector. You're one of those people that knows that I know a guy, I can get you here. I can, you know, which is perfect for everything that you do. But you must be calling in all the favors right now. Like, this is it. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Like, yes, I do need a favor from you, you know?
Yeah, no, well, the favor I'm asking everyone right now is please come get your haircut because, you know, I got another barber who's,
I'm going to be afraid that I'm going to lose Dave to your barbershop and I may never get him back.
Well, Dave, the coolest thing on top. So I was trying to think of like, not like a theme, but I was like, you know, like I really like tiki stuff. So I was like, you know what? And the weird thing was the place used to be a surf shop. So in the spot is actually, it was the dressing room for the surf shop. And it's actually like a bamboo hut with thatched roof on it. So I was like, I got to incorporate that a little bit. So I'm like, we get a tiki thing, some rock and roll. But then I love cars. And so I've been collecting since I was a kid, 132 scale slot cars, scale electrics. Yeah. So I got a 4x8 table built with slot cars on it. So we can race cars, you know, it's like,
oh my God.
All right,
I'm never going to see you again.
There are all kinds of angles here, brother. Right? I'm thinking,
so, you know, something for everybody, you know.
Look at a car, you can buy a car, get your hair cut, hot foam. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
then we're going to start betting on these races.
Oh, that's next.
We do have some comments coming in, so I did. so I was having lunch the other day and I decided that I was going to check out a few minutes of the show. It was during the workday. And I thought, well, I'll give it a shot and we'll see. Stanley Tucci.
In Search of Italy? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's called Searching for Italy.
Searching for Italy.
And it is magnificent.
It's great.
We've only
Stanley
watched
Tucci.
one episode.
Ah, Minga! You know, I
It's
love
so
it.
good.
It's got me like talking with my hands,
Yeah.
using Italian phrases that I learned in high school.
So Stanley, who's impeccably dressed and always looks like $1 million, starts off in Campania, which is one of the poorest parts of Italy. But it's also
The Campania region, yes.
The Amalfi Coast is right
It's
there,
part of it.
and Naples.
But
so,
Naples is the heart of it.
and the thing that first of all, we urge you either eat while you're watching it or don't watch it hungry because you'll immediately go out and want to eat every pasta and every pizza. So he starts out with the birth of the pizza in Naples and the fried pizza.
It was a fried calzone, really.
And that pizza was really a necessity because of cholera. Cholera was passed through water.
Yep.
And the food, so they had to fry everything.
Right. It eliminated water in the whole thing.
So that's how,
it was born out of necessity.
Neapolitan pizza was born.
Right. Neapolitan?
Neapolitan, sorry.
Here's the thing. Before there was Neapolitan pizza, right? Before the actual pizza, the way we think of it, there was this thing that they show this woman make from scratch. Okay. She makes a little dough disc about yay big and puts a few things in it.
It's ricotta. It's got some pork fat.
Yeah.
A little
Pecorino?
No, provolone, I believe. It was some smoked cheese.
It was smoked.
And that's about
basil?
it. And some basil. And then she folds it over.
She folds it over and makes it into what we would call a calzone.
And then they deep fry it.
And then she drops it in the oil. It was, yeah. So that started the thing.
That started it.
Okay. But then they go on. And they go from the Neapolitan style pizza.
And then
the
they
margarita
talk about
pizza.
the margarita pizza.
So they go and they're talking about, and her and I had an argument about this one time, and I lost. They're not American buffalo, okay? They look like Cape buffalo, like from Africa, okay?
Can I just tell them what happened?
Buffalo.
I made him dinner one night, and we had fresh mozzarella, and I told them that real mozzarella is made with buffalo milk. And he did not believe me.
Well, it was like the buffalo wings thing. There's not wings on a buffalo, okay? I hate to break it to you, Casey Riddles, but there aren't any actual wings on a buffalo, okay? The wings come from chickens, and they cook it in the style of Buffalo, New York.
Mozzarella comes from milk de buffalo.
It's actually... Buffalo mozzarella is actually made from buffalo milk.
And they go to one of the most renowned mozzarella cheese.
The place.
And you watch them make it, and then eating it fresh. Most cheeses have to age. It sits in a little salt bath for 2 hours, and then
the fresher it is, the better. They say.
And so you watch Stanley Tucci eat it, and you're like, oh god.
So he bites it. They give him a ball, okay, and he bites into it, and it squirts. Right.
And what did they say?
And the old time Italian guy's like, hey, and he says it in Italian, but he's like, look, if you cut open this buffalo mozzarella and milk comes out, buy that.
It's fresh.
Like buy it. That's the stuff you want. It was unbelievable. And how could they top that?
The tomato.
Guys, I've been raving about San Marzano tomatoes forever now, right? Mm-hmm. Since you've known me.
Yes.
Okay. The San Marzano tomato is from Naples.
Yeah, it's in a very specific area, and it has to do with the volcanic soil
from Vesuvius, which is right there.
So every other San Marzano tomato that you have
from around the world,
including the cans that are probably in our pantry right now, are not the real San Marzanos.
But when you look at it, it's like Uncle Vinny's vineyard. It's
under a freeway.
It's a freeway.
Yeah.
And like part of the field is under a freeway.
One of the
in
rules,
Naples.
One of the rules of the San Marzano is it has to be a very small farm. They can't grow a huge amount.
They can't.
It has to be small.
First of all, they can't afford it. Naples is like one of the poorest places in Italy.
Right.
They open up with that.
Right.
Right.
Mozzarella. So the other thing we wanted to update you with, because we talked last episode that we were actually coming to you live from the new desk that Dave was building me for my little home office area. Well, we've got the pictures and we'd like to share them for you now. So that's Boba Fett's helmet, complete with all the little dings. There is a piece of wood showing that is going to be covered soon.
You weren't supposed to say anything.
Well, you know.
These people don't know.
Sam Avola says amazing work, and Sam knows what he's talking about.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah.
It's three-dimensional, the faces. Those are all layered. The pieces of the helmet, the face mask.
And what would you say the dimensions of the desk are?
That's a good 5 feet across.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, what size monitor is that on the left side? I mean, that's a full-size executive chair behind it. So it's a good size desk, guys.
It's very large and very sturdy. If Kevin does end up showing you the other pictures, you can kind of see how well it's built. And he even built a stencil for the Mandalorian Bantha skull Signa. Is it a Signa? Signet is engraved in part of the
top is L-shaped.
Yeah.
Actually, it was my brother Tom's bathroom door that I made into a tabletop.
Yep. Painted, sanded, cut.
Yeah,
all that good stuff. So as he's flipping through the pictures, I think there's another side view, but then there's the Bantha skull signet. Anyway, so if you're a Boba Fett fan and you want a desk, $3,000 and it could be yours.
There you go.
That's the value I'm putting on the desk right now. So there's the Boba Fett desk. Nikki T, 2 monitors. I am a big shot. Let me tell you something. When all you have to work from home is a laptop, you need a second monitor. Oh my goodness.
Sammy, I made it up as I went along, pal.
Oh, Auntie Bonnie says nice job.
Thank you very much, Auntie Bonnie.
Love that. Love the edge so nothing rolls off the back. Great design detail. Dave is meticulous about that. It means that the job will be done a little bit later than originally intended. However,
1973, if you started a job in 73, I mean, 82 would probably be, I would stretch it out to.
You know what? He just likes to improve as he goes. And so it does take time, but that's craftsmanship, I think.
Oh, I'm crafty. All right.
You are very crafty. So there is our beautiful Boba Fett desk and I will post all those pictures as well. So. Did you end up getting to a good ratio where it wasn't going to get too sloppy and or it just didn't matter?
No, I don't know. I feel like we got into a groove of like when to stop the baking and then pick it back up tomorrow.
Yeah, we have a tendency to finish the next day, the baking the next day.
Well, that's actually not a bad idea.
That's
because
smart.
You need to let cakes cool. As we all know in the British Baking Show, they literally have to put theirs in the freezer because they don't have time. You really should let it cool for a long time before you're going to decorate. Producer Ethan, can you start the slideshow? We took some of the photos.
We've got some of the photos, people. And you guys got to start selling this stuff or something. Look at that.
This was the latest. This was like an orange something cake.
Citrus honey.
Citrus honey. And you guys used bubble wrap to make the
honeycomb?
The honeycomb, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's why I wanted to make the cake, was specifically to make that piece of chocolate.
You know what? And then you're eating it and you're snapping the things. I mean, it's pretty much nirvana.
It's perfect. It was fun.
Tell us about this one.
This is a dark, a Black Forest cherry cake that we made for my niece's 15th birthday. This thing was rich beyond your wildest dreams,
while being light at the same time. This was probably one of our best creations, flavor wise. But yes, it's a classic Black Forest cake with a cherry reduction, A little bit of cognac in that mix to give it that punch. And then some chocolate ganache on the inside, white chocolate, buttercream on the outside, the nice little chocolate bark to give it that little woodsy look.
Yeah, this one, she knows.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's nice and all. But is there like cardamom in it? Is there in it? Okay.
We yell at some of the ingredients they keep trying to use in the baking show.
Okay, stop everything.
Work.
This
Dave's
blows
obsessed
my
with
mind.
this one.
As somebody with like OCD,
and as a math guy, because he's a carpenter, and,
I'm
like,
oh man,
angles
like you
and,
can look at it and it's like it looks like a really well inlaid floor. Like, you know, when they do that, it looks like Hubert. It could be, oh man, it blows my mind.
And tell us about this. Is it a tart?
It is. It's a frangipane almond creamy custard, right?
Yep.
And it had, we put a strawberry, the recipe didn't call for it, but we put a strawberry preserves layer before we put the rhubarb pieces on there, which I have to tell you something about this cake. I mean, this tart. We first cut out all the rhubarb. We measured it. Molly had like a protractor and measured the angles to get the right rhombus shape.
Yep.
And we did the whole thing. And then one of the recipes called for us to poach it. So we poached it and it just turned into mush.
Yeah.
So we spent all this time cutting out these intricate pieces and it turned to mush. So I quickly grabbed more stalks and we just went to work and we didn't poach it this time.
It's beautiful.
It is one of the most gorgeous things. Like, I can't stop looking at it. The only thing I don't want to do is eat it because I'm not a rhubarb fan at all. Like,
I'll eat yours, honey. I love this stuff.
No, and it's because when I was a kid, the guy across the street grew rhubarb and he gave a bunch to my mom and she was like, I have no idea what to do with this. And every recipe was like, you'll need a pound of sugar to just make the rhubarb taste like something other than rhubarb. Yep. But I'm sure it's lovely. And I think the strawberry jam layer was probably a really good idea just to sort of offset that a little bit.
We also did a rhubarb and sugar like glaze. So that's why it's so shiny that we poured on top. So that we were trying to take that sour out of the rhubarb that it traditionally has. So, but we were proud of this one because we even surprised ourselves. And Molly,
beautiful, like really, really well done, guys.
Molly constructed the shape. Like, you know, I cut all the pieces out, but she was the one who put it together in that fun shape. So
it was extremely satisfying to put that together.
Tetris.
Yeah.
It's satisfying to look at. All right, next slide, please. Now, what we haven't gotten into too much is the fact that you guys are also very, let's just say, passionate about bar pub pizza.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Listen, everybody has opinions on this, right? Am I wrong? Everybody's got opinions,
right.
Okay? The Cape Cod Cafe is my place. And I was like, I suggested it to you guys.
You did.
And you went and tried it.
He was so happy.
And I was just like, vindication.
That Cape Cod Cafe did us right. That place was fabulous.
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
When did this obsession with the bar pizza go back to the pizza, Ethan? When did that obsession happen? Because that seems like it's very ingrained in your DNA as well.
Well, I'm from the South Shore, so I kind of grew up, and we have some South Shore bar pizzas places around here in Quincy, Fowler House, and Alumni, and whatnot. So I kind of always had it in my life. But you know, another pandemic story is that there was a group that was formed on Facebook called South Shore Bar Pizza Social Club, started during the pandemic or February of 2020, and it blew up. And they now, I think, have like 35,000 or 40,000 members.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's over 40,000 members now.
And people just talk about all the bar pizza places in the South Shore that everybody needs to try. So we do bar pizza tours where we go around and we check out all the recommendations. And it's just delicious pizza. It's 10 inches. So you can sit down and eat the whole thing, just you, and not feel guilty about it. At least I don't feel guilty about it.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I just want to put it out there. I don't know if you guys are into it. Linguiça and pepper. Linguiça and pepper.
Yeah, that's all me. Kristen is cheese and pepperoni only. I am all about linguiça and pepper. I am into that.
I liked your style.
I have no palate. So even for desserts, I don't eat any of the stuff that we bake.
Really?
I'm allergic to chocolate. I'm allergic to peanut butter. And I also have like a beige food, fetish, if you will.
You eat like a 5-year-old.
I eat like a 5-year-old.
Eat like a 5-year-old. That's how
a lot of mac and cheese.
A lot of mac and cheese and chicken nuggets. Okay, so this is the Mary Berry recipe. Let's talk about this because I literally want to grab it and just motorboat all of them.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
I mean, this was surprisingly tasty. And I thought it was going to be more difficult than it was. I mean, assembly was definitely difficult, all that very delicate piping. But I was fooled because I thought that brown on the top was chocolate when we were going to make it. It's actually a liquid fondant.
Oh
Wow.
Yeah. And
so you had to pipe around the outside?
Yeah, it's a very strange, sticky texture.
Very sticky.
And then what's on the outside? What is that crumb coating? Crunchy.
Toasted almonds.
Which
almonds.
We toasted them ourselves. We don't slack. We do everything from scratch when we can. So
and I topped the rest of that onto like oatmeal and different like snacks that I was having. That was toasted to perfection.
It looks so amazing.
Okay, so run us through what's inside it.
I forgot to use.
Well, there's a Genoese sponge. And then there's a chocolate mocha buttercream, 2 layers of Genoese with the buttercream in the middle.
Nice.
And then the buttercream goes on the outside so that you can coat the almonds around the side. And then it's piped with.
Oh, right. The coffee crème au beurre. Oh my gosh. The French making of the buttercream, the crème au beurre. That was one of the most delicious coffee buttercreams I've ever had in my life.
What makes it the French crème au beurre?
It's the way that you prep like the sugar and butter. Like you have to cook it first before you add the sugar, or like you cook the sugar in the liquid, add the butter, and you cook it a little bit before adding in the other ingredients.
Interesting.
So really, really silky.
Yep.
Wow.
That's what surprised me about a lot of these bakes that I mean, I'm so new to baking, but like it surprised me about a lot of these bakes that there's a lot more steps than just like, Betty Crocker from the box into the now I'm sitting over the the hot stove with a thermometer cooking sugar to the right temperature before Molly's yelling at me.
Did you ever think you'd be doing stuff like that, Kristen? Honestly,
never.
And that's what I love about that. I mean, we're used to seeing Kristen with a guitar on, a gunslinger, and she's screaming into a microphone, and we're all going crazy. And to picture you with a sugar thermometer, it's like,
let's try this.
It's the most punk rock thing ever.
I just came from Krav Maga class. Practice ripping people's throats out, but now I'm on to tarts.
Yep. Delicate French patisserie.
I love it. Oh! We need to talk about these bad Larrys right here.
Would these be called a bonbon?
They're quite big. They're almost 3 inches in diameter. So they're not like the hot those hot chocolate bombs or the truffles that people are doing now. They're pretty big, and that has the Victoria sponge or the Genoese sponge. One of the sponges.
It was a Victoria sponge, and it had like a chocolate mousse on the chocolate ones and a raspberry mousse on the white ones. Each one had a little treat in the middle.
We have the picture of the sliced open one. I couldn't not show it. So hopefully there it is.
Oh yeah,
chocolate mousse. We put caramel in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even with this. I'm drooling right now. It's funny.
Chocolate mousse.
By the way, Rob McKinnon says this is as good as watching the Great British Baking Show. So I feel like you have arrived. You know what I'm saying?
Without the mean guy.
Right. Yeah.
I love Paul Hollywood.
Nobody giving me handshakes at the end of the night, so I don't really feel validated until Rob says something. Now I feel validated.
It's beautiful.
Hey, when we see you, we're going to give you the Paul Holiday handshake.
Hollywood. The Hollywood holiday.
Kristen Holiday. Paul Hollywood. Sorry about that. But Yeah. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you're idiots and you need to watch the British Baking Show immediately. Okay, idiots is a strong word, but you know, how can we be friends? But look at this
Guys,
one. The
raspberry mousse.
There's actually a raspberry in
there.
it.
There's a fresh raspberry in there. It was so fun making the mousses, but you know, we really got in over our heads with this one because we did both. I mean, I don't eat a lot of the bakes because of the chocolate factor. So we were like, let's make a white chocolate thing so that Kristen can try it. But we got in over our heads because we had to make 2 separate mousses from scratch.
Oh my God.
As well as all the shells and the sponges and everything else. So that was a long bake.
So are you guys available for parties once everybody's vaccinated? Because I feel like this, you could take this on the road, ladies.
This is definitely a thing.
I feel like it's going to have to be our obligation now to the world is to
I mean, I assume this will happen. It's become my personal obligation around birthdays to make people birthday cakes long before we started doing this.
Yeah.
So I'm very comfortable with the idea. I already bring stuff into work very frequently since I started this for people to try. And I don't know. I'm down with this future.
I'm terrified.
Sounds like a fun future.
Before I forget, we also have a new Instagram page dedicated to the Drink and Bake.
Yes.
And oddly enough, there are several drink and bakes. So you have to do drink.n.bake. Is that it?
That's correct.
And I think I was your first official follower. I'm very excited about that honor.
Get the honor.
When do we get the free samples?
I wish we could have made it up to your place.
I don't wish. Not now.
We're not. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
when I get there,
I'll have cake pops when you guys are ready. We'll make you some special David and Angie